has again exposed the federal government's inability to keep track of criminal illegal aliens and to keep our borders secure. Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn has introduced legislation that targets violent criminals, illegal aliens, and she joins me now. Thanks very much for being with us.
Good to be with you, Kitty.
You know, the CLEAR Act, it was introduced by Charlie Norwood in 2007, named after your colleague who introduced it, and it's an attempt to tighten up the existing problems with criminal illegal aliens. Let's take a look at some of the provisions, just so our audience is up to speed on that. It provides enforcement assistance to local authorities. It authorizes additional construction for detention space, and it also requires DHS to take an alien into custody within 48 hours. You have 140 co-sponsors. I guess the last time we talked to you, you had about 100. Are some of the Democrats coming along on this?
Yes, Kitty, they are. And you were just mentioning the occurrence in Phoenix. And what we see is that every town's a border town and every state is a border state because of the impact of illegal immigration on our communities. And what we hear from our local law enforcement is that they would like to have the authority to be able to hold people that they know are absconders or criminal aliens. And so this legislation requires the National Crime Information Center to list those 400,000 absconders and 85,000 illegal immigrants in the National Crime Information Center database and make that available to our local law enforcement so that that cop on the beat has the information he needs to make that detention and hold that individual.
Now, this legislation also targets sanctuary cities. How important is it that this go through?
I think it is vitally important that it go through because what we know is that the sanctuary cities do not need these SCAP funds, as they are called, State Criminal Alien Assistance Program funds. If they are not going to enforce immigration law and help to remove those that are illegally in the country and are criminal aliens and absconders. So this will require people to abide by the law of the land, which is to enforce and remove those that are illegally here.
Last week, the governor of New York, Eliot Spitzer, introduced a new policy to allow illegal aliens to apply for a driver's license. What do you think of that policy?
Well, unfortunately, my home state of Tennessee had a similar policy. I was in the state Senate at the time and led the opposition to repeal that, and recently they have removed that. What we know, any of these documents that make it easier for an individual to appear as if they are a citizen do a disservice to the citizens at large. And whether it's a driver's license, whether it is a credit card, it is imperative that we make it much more difficult and that we not allow them those easy items that would appear to be items that you have to work for and gain by being a citizen.
Well, we wish you luck with your legislation.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much for